Look, right now, sort of get to this, and Psalm 102 says the same thing, 106 I should say, where it says that when these two spirits came together, they were unleashed through governments. Isn't it amazing? Now you see how this secular, liberal, globalistic sort of open border, multiculturalism, and then when they opened those borders, immigration opened up. What immigration did and refugees was the United Nations, which is a part of the Tower of Terror. The United Nations is an organisation that is totally riddled with demons who work with Marduk, and I guarantee they work with Shemos, and they work with also Molech. Now there's another one, Ashtaroth, which was the goddess of sexual perversions, the Sidonian god. And she's mentioned right next to these ones in here. So in 1 Kings 11 with Solomon, unfortunately for him, and what he did, God gives us, and he puts them all together so you can see that we're fighting demons. So when you talk about the goddess of those sexual perversions, it's talking more about the takeover of the LGBTQ, whatever it is, community. You're talking about the sexual orientations being misused and also defiled and perverted from how God had a man and a woman who he created, the two to be one, and they're a male and female. And when you see the distortions of that, and then it grows out of it a movement that then has political aspirations to join up with globalism and the liberal left, and then for some reason you find Islam in recent times getting favour with the same sort of events. People are saying, how is it that all the immigrants and refugees are coming from the Middle East, and the United Nations ordered New Zealand government, but it was no sweat because our government, with the Labour government and Jacinda Ardern and with Helen Clark previously, are both deeply connected and demonised with the United Nations agenda, with the World Health Organization. And I'll talk about the International Monetary Fund in a minute, and the World Bank. Oh yeah, Mammon. That's the other one that Jesus confronted and said, he's the other God, and the only one he names is a major ancient devil, and calls it by its name, Mammon, which is the god of money. But let me get back to this. And so the United Nations says, you are to take these refugees from the Middle East, from Africa, and from Asia. Now, all those African nations within Africa, of course the Middle East, and the Asian countries, this is no coincidence. They were all 100% Muslim, so Islam.